When people want to scale or grow their business, I usually ask them a couple of questions. And the number one of it is that do you want your funnel to be beautiful or do you want it to be profitable? Because there is going to be a huge difference depending on your answer to this question. Beauty might mean very differently from your audience eyes than your designer's eyes. And I'm pretty sure at the end there will be no consensus on how you define this beauty. Profitable, on the other hand, the revenue, the ROI, are calculatable to the cent. And everybody can agree on it except the accountants. But here we are to make your funnel profitable. Yes, of course, the beauty also matters. We want to make sure everything is easy to understand, easy to navigate, and also they are presented at the right time, at the right place. And all of this should at the end show itself in your revenue, in your ROI. If it's not doing that, you are probably missing something in this process. And here in 99 Ways, we are here to calculate your revenue, your ROI from every single source of the traffic that you have, how they are converting in each step of your funnel, and how they are contributing to your final profit margin. So the second question I ask is whether you want a one-shot CRO or an ongoing CRO. Frankly, I don't even think there is such thing as one-shot CRO. Yes, I know there are many experts, they promise you to fix all of the problems with your funnel in one shot at the same time, and then they just do it in a couple of weeks, and then you have it. But the problem with that is that even if you're lucky and it improves your conversion rate, you still have no idea which change in this process moved the needle for you. Some of them might have actually contributed negatively, and you would have been fine without them. But you have no idea. There is no data proving it. There's no data helping with you to know which experiment actually moved the needle. What you need to do is that you need to make one change at a time only. And you need to be measuring the performance of the funnel at every single step. Not only just one step after that, two steps after that, until purchase, churn, and even retention. Everything needs to be calculated. You need to be able to see the result of every change. What happens when you do this is that you learn. So for example, you make a change on your headline. The way we usually A/B test headlines is that we put a bunch of headlines, 5 or 6, for example. We run an experiment with multiple variations. Some of them are emotional aspects, some of them are more logical one, some of them might be for different demographics, women, men. And when you put it into test, you not only get the improvement you want, because when you have like 5 or 6 variants, it's almost inevitable that one of them is going to win. But beside, you also learn. So now, for example, you know that people are reacting better to more logical aspects of your headline, or maybe emotional. And this is very important because not only you improved your conversion of the page that you were testing on it, but you can also use it on the other steps. You can also use it on marketing, and you can also use it for product development, what the features you want to add to your product. So, and there's also a compound learning. So this was just one experiment. The next experiment you learn, not only you know this, but you also have another hypothesis that you're testing. And you see the results of it on across the funnel. It's very important. And then a new data point about the audience got added to your knowledge about them. And then you can create better experiments. You can make better changes to your funnel. And it's going to have a huge payoff in long term. It's basically inevitable that when you're doing ongoing CRO, you're going to scale. Because first, there's no downside. Every time you make a change in this A/B tested process, every time you fail, you just go back to your normal. And you're never going to lose. And also, it's inevitable that when you run multiple experiments, some of them win. And of course, we know that based on our experience, when you gather a lot of knowledge, your experiments actually starts to pay off even more. And in the span of a couple of months, you suddenly see your revenue going double in one quarter. This is actually what happened to a couple of our customers. I'll get to the case studies later, but this specific case, one of the people that we were working with, I'm not sure if I can use their name, but anyway, when we started working together, they saw their revenue going double in just the very first quarter. Second quarter, they again doubled their revenue, and even third quarter, they doubled their revenue. They were 8 times and even like almost 10 times bigger when we left them than when we started. So these are things that I've seen with my own eyes. Like I've seen people grow multiple times. Multiple times I've seen this happen in different companies. And on going CRO, you're destined to win. Next question is about the stage of your business. So if you are under 10K revenue or in pre-revenue stage, you will probably benefit more from a market researcher or a UI UX researcher, UI UX designer, rather than a CRO experts. Because as I said, the CRO experts rely on the traffic and being able to run experiments and testing their ideas and backing them with hard data. When you don't have that amount of traffic to be able to run experiments weekly or at least monthly, then CRO is of no help. But if you are in that stage that you're growing, but the growth is not very stable, or the growth has plateaued for a while, then that is the perfect time for CRO experts like us. So you might be wondering, what do we even do and what is the timeline if we want to collaborate? So if we want to grow your business, the very first thing that I need to know is understanding what is happening inside your business. Where are you getting traffic from? And how are they converting in each step of the funnel? What is the conversion rate of each step of the funnel? And how are they making purchases? Like basically all the transactions. Transactions are a very tricky part because not all analytics agencies or CRO experts can even track it. But it's very crucial because if you want to make sure a business is increasing in profit, you need to be able to track their transactions. And what we do is that from the traffic source, every single traffic source that you have, whether they are organic or they are paid, they are Facebook, you're getting from Facebook, from Meta, from social media, wherever they are coming from, we need to be tracking them down to the most detailed source possible. So if it's, for example, it's paid, it's Facebook, it's this specific campaign, this ad set, and this ad. We need to be able to see every single one of them. And we track every single one of them for every single person. And even for every person that comes in, not only we have their sources, we have things like what is the device of this person? What is the screen size of this person? Where did they find out about us first? And when they did come back, how did they come back? Whether they come from email campaigns, for example, which email campaign, all of this. Where did they click? Where did they go? Every single detail that you might not even be thinking about, we definitely store them in a central database system where we have everything about your business. All your transactions goes to that system. Now that we have that system, I can exactly see what is the conversion rate, what is the ROI of every traffic source that you have, which one of them are creating the most revenue for you, which one of them are profitable, and which of them are basically bleeding money. So in the very first month, we are creating this information, the sources, the pages, which pages are not converting, which pages are the biggest bottleneck, where are people getting distracted on the page. We have all the heat maps, we have all the click data. You can see exactly where did people click on your page. And of course, there are many data here that people might not even have time to read them all. But we are here to read them all and give you just a short list of what are the biggest bottleneck, what can we do to solve them. So, and in the very first month, even before we get into A/B testing, there are many optimization opportunities inside, for example, your traffic sources or how you are reaching back to people, like in your email campaign marketings, how you spend your ad sources, that you can just optimize for more profit by fixing some simple stuff that you might not had the data before. So we give you the data. And of course, the main goal is optimizing the conversions. And that is where A/B testing start. And when we start A/B testing, usually people, this is an average of my own clients, they see 70% increase in their revenue in their first quarter. As I said, other examples, I have people doubling their quarters and doing it for 3 quarters back to back, but that is just the average I have seen in e-commerce, in coaching industry, in SaaS. Like overall, we are increasing the revenue by 70% in 3 months. All right, You might be asking what tools do we use for A/B testing and like creating the reports that we want. While I believe the tool doesn't matter, and I've tested many tools across the many years that I've been working in CRO and A/B testing, I came up with this result that the best set of tools for A/B testing is post-hoc. They are growing very fast. They have a very solid team. I love their product. They have a very generous free tier. So many of my clients even use it for free without even paying for it. Again, the tool doesn't matter. I want to be able to have all the data that I want. Post-hoc turns out to give me all of the data that I want. With the most granular data, I can see every single person's, the very first touch point, the last touch point, everything they have done. And that has given me the best results in analytics and A/B testing. But of course, there's also Hyros. If you want to be heavy on marketing performance tracking, you want to see the ROAS and the ROI of your ads real time, and with the most accurate attribution system I've seen across the industry, Hyros is your go-to tool. It's a little bit expensive compared to post-hoc, but for people who are marketing heavy, that's actually a very helpful tool. But still, I don't limit myself to any specific tool. If you do have any tools already that you want us to be using it, we're fine with it. Just it happens that post-hoc is our favorite tool. All right. So if you're still watching this video, you might be asking, what services do I provide? Can I run you the whole experiments end to end? And yes, I can do. I can create the whole tracking system for you, create the whole A/B testing system for you, analyze what's happening on your funnel, and give you the ideas, execute the ideas, give you the report of how this change affected the funnel, what can we learn from it, and then repeat and repeat and repeat. But this is not the best use case for all of the teams. Some companies might have their analytical system to some extent already, but they want to improve it. We can help you to improve it and set up the A/B testing process. Sometimes you have a development team, but you want them to be trained on how to run experiments. We can train your team. Or sometimes you can even do all of this yourselves, but you are running out of ideas or understanding and analysis of the funnel. So we can also help you understand what's happening. But even if you want it all end to end, that is totally possible. I do have my development team and design teams. And if you want, we can get them to do everything you want. And there is next question, that who you will be in touch with. That answer to that is always me. I will be the first point of touch for everything you want, because what I've learned in working with businesses, especially when you are doing CRO, because when you are doing CRO, you want to generate profit. And if somebody takes all the accountability and responsibility for getting this done, because this is something end to end, the thing is not going to work properly. And I want you to see the results. So I, as the CEO of the company, remain the first point of contact for the whole analysis, for whole understanding in every part. Of course, if you do need to be in touch with my technical team, with the designers, yes, you can. If it helps the process, yes. But I see myself as the first person responsible for everything that is happening, and that is not going to change. The next one is that what should we do after this? How should we begin? So it's easy. We start with a call, because I need to understand what's happening. Every company has different requirements. You have different goals. You're in different stages. Sometimes I might not even be able to help you in some rare cases, but I want to make sure if we are starting this project, I definitely can help you. And there is a very bright future ahead of us. And before that, I will not give you any promise, but when I see the opportunity, I'll be here to tell you. All right, thank you for watching this video. I know it was a little bit of overkill, but hope to see you soon in the meeting. Peace.